Greeting for Dr. Ang and Dr. Koh. We are Group 4 members. I'm Tiong Yong, and this is Lo Gok Jing, Tang Yi Sing, and Tan Chiao Peng. Our theme for this assignment is supply chain management. We are going to talk about supply chain management in Peterson. Peterson is a manufacturing company that provides mechanical handling equipment. Peterson is a private limited company founded by Joe Peterson, and he is also the managing director. Peterson involved in the manufacturing of mechanical handling equipment that mostly used by airlines, food, mining, and seaport organizations. However, Peterson have faced issues in the supply chain and caused the businesses to decline steadily within 15 years. And from the case study, we found that there are 4 issues in Peterson's supply chain. The first issue faced by Peterson is the relationship with suppliers. From the case study, it showed that Peterson does not have a good relationship with the suppliers, and there's a lot of improvement and changes need to be done by the Peterson to build a good relationship with the supplier. The second issue is the inventory problems. Peterson had large number of stock keeping in the inventory, like the spare part that manufactured by their own, and some part even keep up to 20 years. And it's also found that the spare inventory has no contract of supply with the customer, and even some parts have been obsolete and never been ordered by the customers. The third issue is the investment in technology and equipment. Peterson does not have enough investment in technology and equipment. For example, Peterson has no investment from airline and seaport in capital and equipment, and Peterson has no investment in new manufacturing technology, and also no outsourcing activity is being done before. And we believe this will create a negative impact in the supply chain. The last issue is about the marketing and sales effectiveness. Peterson does not have effective marketing and sales plan to protect their own profit. For example, they have no proper contract with the customers, and besides that, the sales force is an agency basic, meaning to say Peterson outsources the sales and marketing and rely on the agent to conduct the marketing strategy. We also found that Peterson does not have effective collaboration with the sales and marketing team, and we are afraid that without proper plan to manage the sales and marketing, Peterson will lose its customers. So Peterson have to make change, and they also need to have a more effective strategy in supply chain management.
In this section, I will present on supply chain and its strategy. What is supply chain? Supply chain is defined as a connection that the value of goods through the chain until its achievement, and the company have to take the initiative to review their long-run view and focus on the processes involved in the transformation of raw material to finished good in order to implement an effective supply chain. However, the company have to understand that they might have to bear the significant losses during the process of achieving effective supply chain. That's why this is a very huge challenge for the companies. There are supply chain strategies that can be applied, such as lean manufacturing, JIT, just in time, and MRP, material requirement system for company long-run strategy. The first strategy will be the lean manufacturing. What is lean manufacturing? Lean manufacturing refers to a manufacturing system developed by Toyota Japan, and is now widely applied by manufacturers throughout the world in order to help them to eliminate the issues such as lack of direction or planning for their production, especially at its competitive business environment with a proper plan. The purpose of lean manufacturing is to eliminate the waste in every area of production area that generally generated by 7M, included the man, machine, material, management, markets, methods, and mold into the 7 types of wastes such as overproduction, waiting, transport, inventory, overprocessing, motion, and defects. And all these factors are very crucial that will impact the flow of production. But not to worry, these 7 races can be solved by using the lean tools such as GIT, the Kanban production control, Pokayoke, the continuous improvement, visual management, and others that will help to reduce the lead time for customer, reduce inventory for manufacturer, and also help to improve the knowledge of engineers. Next will be the GIT strategy. GIT strategy is focusing on inventory management system, and it is an important philosophy for manufacturing company that will help the company to eliminate waste associated with time, labor, storage, and spaces. GIT concept was introduced by the name of Kanban in Japan by Taiji Ono, and then adopted by United States as a strategy to eliminate wastes, where they will eliminate the waste of processing after they define the process that does not bring any value added to customer product. In other words, a company will only require to produce the needed quantity based on customer requirement by implementing GIT. And this will help to reduce the downtime in the production while waiting for the supply from supplier. At the same time, it will minimize their inventory costs and reduce the holding costs in inventory to prevent from having the aging stock that might have to scrap the part, which will increase their cost. The last strategy will be MRP, the Material Requirement Planning. MRP is defined as the planning for production and inventory control system with computer base for production scheduling and inventory control. And the main purpose of this system is to ensure the availability of material and timing through the calculation of MRP system. A successful MRP is sensitive to manufacturing lead time and identify the gross of net material needed to issue and considerate of previous inventory review and trigger if there is any excess or shortages of material for the next action. There are studies stated that MRP is able to help to reduce the inventory from 35% to 40%, mitigating production costs from 5% to 10% and the structural cost by 40%.
Our team have came up with a strategy and is going to be separated into 2 parts: current phase strategy and future phase strategy. In current phase, we will be focusing in solving the 4 main issues faced by Peterson's, and at the same time get Peterson's in shape and prepared to have a major change of their supply chain management to be sustainable, which is going to be further explained in future phase strategy. In current phase strategy, a different supply chain management strategy will be used for Peterson's, which is Material Requirement Planning, also known as MRP. MRP strategy will be able to solve the issues faced by Peterson's. For MRP, it's recommended because it requires little effort from the organization and no changes of organization structure is needed in order to implement this strategy. But this effort requires the effort of whole organization for the accurate report from MRP. A firm should master the schedule, have precise components requirements, and accuracy in purchasing records, inventory as well as lead time. Peterson had the issue in inventory due to unscheduled and improper planning of manufacturing process, which caused inventory to be overloaded. MRP able to use the information from item incoming, usage, output, and outgoing, which is filled in by purchasing, production, and other related individuals to calculate and alert the responsible individual to perform their tasks. Therefore, no material and products will be stored in inventory and hanging there for a period of time, which is a wastage for the organization. For example, purchasing able to decide when to order material and logistic able to make early arrangement for delivery transportation. Some efforts will be needed for the initialization of MRP, like lead time of all materials, cycle time of the product produced, machine turnover, and others constant variable, and it will be good to go for the MRP. The rest will be data from daily usage of and production has an important role for it. It is because MRP is calculated based on daily usage of the material which is related to production. Production just need to be disciplined in making sure that every single material used and disposed are recorded will do. This is one of the advantages of using MRP for Peterson's situation. Because Peterson mostly are senior staff and MRP may not require high technology to operate, just proper documentation of daily information will do. This can be done by using manual recording or even recording in paper. MRP has made it easy for Petersons because no investment of new technology is needed to set up MRP for their organization, and no training is needed for their employee to learn the system. Peterson don't need to change their organization structure to implement MRP, which is good for Petersons due to most of their employees are seniors who have been there for years. Wanting them to change their working habits will be another issue then. Good supply chain management will lead to good productivity, and good productivity will have a good customer satisfaction, which also at the same time help Petersons to get a better offer and contracts with their customer, which will promise stable revenue to the company. Another section of current phase strategy will be purchasing department of Peterson. This section is an important aspect that is going to solve one of the issues faced by Peterson, and also will affect the way Peterson evolve in future in terms of organization and also the direction to move on after that. Purchasing departments is suggested to be restructured and to be named as procurement department. Inside procurement department, it will be further divided into two teams, which are purchasing team and sourcing team. Purchasing team will be focusing in managing MRP by keep track with MRP Planner. MRP Planner is a suggested name for the system for Peterson, which will mainly use Microsoft Office documentation application to set up and operate it. This is a cost-saving method for Petersons to implement MRP into their daily production. Purchasing team will keep track MRP Planner in daily basis and trigger purchase order to suppliers for materials buying, and also understanding the trend of the material flow and able to have more accurate forecast in future. Sourcing team will be focusing in looking for new suppliers, manage the suppliers, negotiate with them for a better offer in terms of shorter lead time, lower minimum order quantity, flexible payment terms, and others. Establish good relationship with suppliers is a main objective for setting up sourcing team, and this is very important for the future of Petersons. By establishing good relationship with suppliers, not only the benefits mentioned above, and also able to promote Petersons to higher level supply chain management, which will improve the productivity and also greater fluidity of operation management of Petersons. This will be further discussed in future phase strategy, and future phase strategy will be presented by our next presenter. Thank you.
After the four main issues of Peterson have been solved, Peterson will be stable enough and able to implement sustainable supply chain management, which are Lean and JIT strategy to maximize their productivity. Why Lean and JIT only able to be applied in future phase instead of current phase? This is because current basis foundations of Peterson does not meet the requirement of going Lean and JIT. Why say so? First, Peterson have not suppliers with strong relationship, which is critical for the success of Lean and JIT. Second, there is not proper contract negotiated with customers, which means not stable revenue and affect the capital to invest in technology, which is required for promoting better management of Lean and JIT. But after implementing MRP strategy and SRM strategy in current phase, good foundation will be built and promote better relationship with supplier and profit to Petersons. Then, implementation of Lean and JIT will only be able to success. The best example is Toyota. The Toyota production strategy is highlighted by the fact that raw materials are not brought to the production floor until an order is received and this product is ready to be built. No parts are allowed at a dot unless they are required for the next dot or they are part of an assembly for the next dot. This philosophy has allowed Toyota to keep a minimal amount of inventory, which means lower cost and adapt quickly to change to demand without having to worry about disposing of expensive inventory. Small amount of raw material inventory must be kept at each node in production so that production can take place for any products. These parts are then replenished when they are used. Accuracy of forecasting is important so that correct amount of raw material can be stocked. The biggest benefits in lean strategy is cost reduction and waste elimination. Minimize input, come out with maximize output will be the core value of lean operation. In cooperating to lean strategy, JIT strategy is recommended to Peterson to further improve its inventory management. With JIT strategy, Peterson can be improved in the way that material will be in Peterson in well-planned schedule, with good relationship with suppliers that have been built up in current phase. Peterson able to develop more efficient JIT develop system with supplier which is shorter lead times. Prefer order quantities. This is only possible when good relationship with supplier is established. There is a good example for successful JIT implementation. There is a very successful firm that has gained exceptional sales accomplishments because of its unique direct marketing model. They had the right amount of resource within their business to develop an extremely successful inventory production model. Dell has well thought out JIT inventory system and very good supplier integration. This has helped in cutting down inventory costs within the business and has also reduced the lead times in serving customer order. Dell has cut their inventory from having 20 to 25 days of inventory to having no warehouse and no more than 2 hours of inventory in its factories.
From Peterson case, we understand that a firm should not count on only one method in problem solving, since one size does not fit all. Like our suggestion, we suggest Peterson to use many strategies at the same time, and each strategy focus only in solving certain issue. And through the use and coordination of different strategies, we believe that a firm can solve problems more effectively. And we also learned that the leaders and management team should always think out of the box in solving the organization problems and not follow the theory blindly. Although the theory like Lean and JIT, the theoretically is good to improve the supply chain management, but it's not suitable for Peterson to apply it at the early stage of improvement in supply chain management, because Peterson's current situation is lack of capitals and resources compared to the other larger companies. So Peterson should analyze its current situation, whether it's suitable for the complex and expensive system that will actually create more problem for them. So in conclusion, supply chain management is very important part in operation management in an organization. If we recap from the issue that Peterson had faced in the supply chain from the supplier side to the customer side, we can see that every single stage in the supply chain should not be underestimated, because each system and people that involved in the supply chain are actually linked together. For example, in the Peterson case, without having a good relationship with suppliers, it will impact on the procurement activities and then further impact on the inventory management. And without the proper management system like the usage of technology and equipment, it will create more issue in Peterson supply chain and cause bad reputation among its customers. There is a quote said by a Brazil businessman: "The company can seize extraordinary opportunity only if it is very good at the ordinary operation." So if Peterson have proper managed the supply chain and managed well in every single stage in the supply chain, then Peterson's supply chain can be more sustainable. And finally, it can help Peterson to build up its reputation, strengthen its core competencies in order to cater the fast changing world. And that's all from us. Thank you.